The last time a Republican presidential candidate won the state of New York in a general election, that was Ronald Reagan back in 1984. Trump says he's going to change that. He's going to do it. Gavin Wax is the president of the New York Young Republican Club, joins me now. Gavin, welcome back.
Thank you.
You were in the Bronx all day yesterday. I want you to take me through it. The crowd that watched Trump, was it mostly locals?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, this is a park that's not easily accessible to people coming from the suburbs or the tri-state area. There's no ample amount of parking. You have the subways that go there. But this is, South Bronx proper, and we were doing a ton of outreach in the community in the days leading up to it. Our club printed 5, 6, 7,000 flyers in bilingual in Spanish and English, double-sided. We took over electronic billboards in the Bronx to promote this event. I got there very early in the morning, 8 o'clock, right before the torrential downpour, and we saw people lining up already that early in the morning. And the entire crowd was local from the Bronx. You saw Dominican flags, you saw Puerto Rican flags, of course you saw American flags, but this was a true New York crowd, truly diverse, and really captured the best that the city has to offer.
Okay, now you're a Republican.
Yes.
You're on the Young Republicans Club. The Trump campaign says, hey, there were 25,000 people at the event last night. Are you a little skeptical of that very high number?
Well, listen, I was there, and
you've got to defend it.
I have never seen a sea of MAGA hats as big in the city of New York. I will put it that way. I know, because we were helping organize, that maybe the permit was around 4,000, but police estimated 8 times that amount showed up, and the line outside to get in was bigger than the crowd on the inside. It went back almost a mile, wrapping the park, going into the neighboring areas. So this was a huge crowd, and if anything could be said bad about the event is that not enough people got in when they wanted to, and that was just because it was such overwhelming support for the president.
There was a counter-demonstration. Didn't draw many people, though. That surprised me. I thought they would marshal loads and loads of protesters to get Trump out, but it didn't happen.
Well, this is the pathetic thing. They had been trying to do protests in the days leading up to it. They couldn't muster any support. The day of, they had Richie Torres had a small little presser with maybe 30 people, mostly press. AOC at a town hall with like 12 people half asleep. And then they couldn't even get a real anti-Trump protest there. They basically just rented the Palestinian protests downtown, who were just as anti-Biden as they are Trump. 40 of them showed up, took over Iraq. They were surrounded. We were more worried about our side overwhelming them than them overwhelming us. So these guys are total clowns. They have no political competition. They're not used to the big guy coming to the town, and he totally trumped them. No pun intended.
Trump supporters in the Bronx went after New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Roll that tape, please.
Where are you from?
The Bronx, actually.
I'm originally from the Bronx and from New York.
I'm from the Bronx.
Right here in the Bronx, New York. This is home, right here.
AOC says if you're not a Democrat, you don't belong here in the Bronx.
Right.
What do you say?
I disagree with that.
I don't think she should be here in the Bronx. I actually don't know any Democrats living in the Bronx.
Look, AOC, look at the tremendous support for Mr. Donald J. Trump.
You need to tell her then she need to stay out the Bronx, because look at all the people around. Everybody's here for Trump.
I am a Democrat, and I belong here.
And who are you voting for?
Donald J. Trump.
What has AOC done for the Bronx?
She's done nothing for the Bronx. Nothing. Nothing's changed. Nothing's gotten any better.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Let her come to the Bronx and let her come among us people that struggle. She doesn't even know what struggle is.
You know, Gavin, the Bronx is deep, deep blue. Blue. But does it now have a hint of red?
Listen, I think anything that President Trump does to expand the base, expand the coalition, it should be cheered on. I think this was a historic rally, epic proportions. Carter couldn't pull this off. Reagan couldn't pull this off. He did it. He spoke to a huge crowd. It just goes to show that the Make America Great Again movement applies to all Americans, whether they're in the South Bronx, in Detroit, the Rust Belt, blue states, red states. It doesn't matter. And listen, those clips you just showed, those are AOC's worst nightmares. She was praying for rain. I didn't even know she was that religious, but she was praying for rain in the morning. Why? What is she so scared of? If he has no support, let him be embarrassed. But he had support. They showed up, and it looks like they got clowned on yesterday.
You know, Gavin, you're a natural-born politician.
No.
You're running for office at some point in my lifetime, and I know it.
Listen, we were just happy to have a successful event, make some history, and get support out for President Trump.
You're a natural-born politician. Very well done. Gavin Wax, come back anytime.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.